So today I'm going to give you a little strategy. It worked for me. It may not be the best approach for everybody. It's probably better for the majority of people, honestly, just my 2 cents. But it's a tough love approach, and it's just being honest with yourself and not lying to yourself, and also not feeling sorry for yourself. Again, not trying to be insensitive, but nothing in my recovery process or just my journey ever got accomplished whenever I was just feeling bad about myself. Man, this sucks. Why me? Why do I have anxiety disorder? Why did this have to happen? Damn, I shouldn't have drank that one night that heavy and then got all this. Now I'm screwed up the rest of my life. Nothing positive is happening when we do that. It's a comfort thing. I get it, right? But there's no positive changes. And really all you're doing is just confirming the problem to your subconscious, right? So your subconscious is listening to all these things. It's like, yeah, this does suck, man. Yeah, we are in darkness. We are in fear. We are never going to get out of this, right? So there's that. But eventually I started to just hold myself accountable. And that's the magic thing with this. If you stop lying to yourself, you start being honest with yourself, you stop making excuses for yourself, you start to hold yourself accountable, and you start to make changes. I'll give you some examples. If I had an anxiety attack, for instance, and I had a lot of alcohol the night before, I can't really complain about the anxiety, right, or the panic the next morning if I drank a crap load the night before. I already knew that was going to happen, or a good possibility, because I had a history of dealing with that, right? Some of you are dealing with that. I know whenever I was dipping or smoking cigarettes towards the beginning, that would start to trigger my anxiety. It's but I already had a history of that happening within my anxiety disorder journey where it would trigger me. So I had to start eventually saying, well, if you don't want it to trigger me or trigger you, don't freaking take action. You know what I mean? And then don't spend 30 minutes feeling sorry for yourself, why can't I do that no more? You just can't right now. Anxiety disorder recovery is going to take sacrifice. You're going to have to go through suffering. You're going to have to go through a growing process. You're going to have to change. And if you're not willing to change, it's just not going to happen. And that requires a huge amount of sacrifice, right? But there's many other things. If I just have a crappy day, and then I look at it and be like, well, I'm still not doing that mindfulness thing that I hear that's great for anxiety. I still haven't signed up for therapy sessions. I still haven't ever tried therapy. I still eat like crap. I comfort eat. I binge eat. I still haven't given up this or that. I don't do exposure. So what did I really expect today? Whenever I went out and did this. You have to start holding yourself accountable, guys. You have to start being honest with yourself. Stop lying to yourself. It's not poor pitiful me. This sucks. This situation that it's just never gonna work. That's not gonna work for you. It won't. I promise it won't. The universe will not feel bad for you and take away your anxiety disorder. It takes action. So you have to look at what you've been doing and be honest with yourself. Say, well, I don't do this. I don't do that. I don't do this. I don't embrace being uncomfortable. I don't do exposure. I haven't really messed with my diet. I don't exercise every day, or every other day or whatever. Include a recovery day. I'm not trying to tell you to work out every freaking day. I haven't put this habit down or that bad habit down, I still drink all the time, or I still smoke all the time and engage in the things that trigger me, right, and cause me more anxiety. I still haven't fully detoxed my environment. Start being honest with yourself and stop lying, And then whenever it comes to something like therapy or anxiety books or even things like courses, I have a course, right? Look at the past week and think about the things that you did spend money on, right? I know it gets weird whenever people talk about people's money and how to spend it. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just telling you to be honest with yourself. Think about the things that you get with that. That could be going towards therapy, right? Some of you are buying alcohol, cigarettes, junk food, fast food. Maybe you're spending tons of money on just gaming or just movies or expensive clothes, just putting extra shirts in a closet you don't need, whenever you could have taken that and maybe signed up for some therapy, and invested in your mental health. Start being honest with yourself. Look at your life. Look at your day-to-day activity. What are you doing that's good for your anxiety? Some of you are doing some things. So I would get to that point where, like, if I didn't have a good day, it's like, well, then I don't have any excuse for skipping out on any of these things then. That's my choice to skip out on those things that are good for my mental health. I didn't do my mindfulness session this morning, and I'm having a little bit of a shaky day, maybe because of that. But even if it isn't because of that, I wanted to get to a point to where at the end of the day, I could tell myself that I did everything that I could possibly do today to better myself and increase my chances for anxiety recovery, if that makes sense. Some days you're still just gonna have some symptoms. There's not gonna be any perfect days in your recovery process. Sorry, the lighting, there's a cloud going over the sun right now. There's not gonna be any perfect days, Towards the end, you do have some, but especially in the beginning when you're doing the right things, you're still gonna feel a little symptom here and there for sure on even great days, right? So some days you're gonna look at yourself and be like, I did everything that I could today, and yeah, I still struggled with some symptoms. You know what I mean? That's okay. You have to be okay with that. But at least you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, I did everything that I could do today to better my chances of recovery. But I hope this video made sense to you guys. It's just a little strategy for some of you. Again, maybe it doesn't work for everybody. I think it probably would. Stop lying to yourself, be honest with yourself, hold yourself accountable, and try to minimize feeling sorry for yourself, all right? Because nothing good comes from that. The universe is not gonna feel sorry for you and just take away your anxiety disorder. It takes action, it takes strategy, routine. I mentioned my course. I'm gonna put that down below in the description and in the first pinned comment. Grab that if you're interested in recovery and you want my step-by-step process. I mentioned therapy, okay? If you've never tried therapy, this is your chance. You can do it online on the phone like this, okay? Or the laptop or the PC. There's a link down below for online therapy. So sign up today for that if you haven't. If you've been putting it off, you've never talked to a therapist, this is your chance today. There's other resources, my social media and all that stuff is down there. I love you guys. I'm sorry for the little absence. I've been going through so much here. It's too much to freaking explain. But I'm going to try to be more consistent here. But I love you guys. If you're new, subscribe. And until next time, guys, keep fighting.